Hello guys, I am V Sastri Nos of 9th class from Mathman. So today I am going to explain today's editorial. So let's get started. So today our editorial's name is A Colonial Relic on Need to Scrap Sedition Law. Repeated misuse of sedition law underlines the need to scrap it altogether. A Sessions Court in Delhi has affirmed the belief that a dispassionate scrutiny of outlandish claims by the police is necessary for protecting the liberty of those jailed on flimsy, often political reasons. Rejecting the purported evidence presented by the Delhi police against climate change activities, Disha Ravi, as scanty and sketchy, Judge Dharmender Rana has granted bail to the 22-year-old arrested for nothing more than an editing document shared among a network of activists raising global support for the farmers' protests against three central laws. Even though it was quite obvious that the claim of global conspiracy behind the unsavory and violent incidents that took place on January 26th in Delhi lacked credence, the order of bail is still notable for subjecting the specific charges to strict judicial scrutiny at a fairly early age. In particular, the judge has applied the established test for a charge of sedition under Section 124A of the Indian Penal Code to pass muster. The act involved must constitute a threat to public order and incitement to violence. He found that there was not even an iota of evidence indicating that the toolkit, a shared Google Cloud document with ideas on how to go about amplifying the protests in any way incited violence. He was clear that there was no causal link between the violence and Mrs. Ravi, a conclusion that confirmed widespread criticism that the arrest was unnecessary and that the entire case was nothing more than a reflection of government paranoia. The episode highlights a trend that has caused concern in recent times: the tendency of the rulers to treat instances of dissent, especially involving strident criticism of policies and laws in which particular regimes are deeply invested, as attempts to provoke disaffection, disloyalty. Hence, it's significant that the judge not only saw Mrs. Ravi's activism as related to her freedom of speech and expression, but went on to say that an attempt to reach a global audience is part of the freedom. In the backdrop of the claim that those who pretended the toolkit made common cause with Khalistani separatists, Judge Rana showed refreshing clarity in maintaining that mere interaction with a group with dubious credentials should not be used to consider someone culpable. It should also be underscored that such bail orders should not be rare or special, but be routine judicial responses to cases in which there is a mismatch between the accusation and the evidence. It is by now fairly clear to everyone, except perhaps the government and its vociferous supporters, that there is no place in a modern democracy for a colonial era legal provision such as sedition. Too broadly defined, prone to misuse, and functioning as a handy tool to repress activism, the section deserves to be scrapped. So, guys, Disha Ravi is a 22-year-old climate activist. So she was arrested recently because she shared a document regarding how to increase the farmers' protest so that the government might abolish the three central laws. So she shared them with many other people and activists around the earth. So the government has considered that act as, she was doing it only to increase the violence and the agitation of the farmers, but not to solve the problem. So they arrested her. But Judge Rana had given her bail because, according to Section 124A of IPC, the person must be arrested only if the documentation led to some kind of violence. But here, the violence and Miss Disha were not linked. So the government is just doing it based on because of its paranoia. So it should avoid doing such kind of things, and it is her freedom to have a expression to express her feelings, and all she wanted to do was get the information to a more number of people. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you.